Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that we haven't ever made an actual video about or discussed on my channel in depth, and that is going to be spoofing and cheating, probably the most controversial topic of Pokemon Go history. And this tweet from John Hankey went up this morning, and from what I've read and gathered from it, Niantic is about to introduce their own spoofing system, or whatever they're going to call it, and they've also mentioned things about changes to Adventure Sync, changes to GoFest and events and everything. So I'm going to get through this line real quick and grab my brunch and just see if they put anything specific out, and as soon as I get that information, we'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and grabbed my first Starbucks I've had in like weeks, and well, I think it's time to hop into this real quick. So, since day one of Pokemon Go, Niantic has talked about getting out and adventuring, seeing the world, taking these events live as many places as they can. They have never promoted spoofing. They always talk about being against spoofing. They've banned thousands and thousands and thousands of accounts. During one of the big spoofer YouTuber live streams of an event, they banned his account during the event. And then they put out this article, embracing real world gaming from home. Literally everything they say they're against, they are going to be doing. Now, what I need to start out by saying is, I have nothing against safe gameplay. I have nothing against the stay-at-home orders. I've been staying at home or in this car, and I will not leave it unless 1000% necessary to go get groceries, use the restroom, get food, and even as you saw, I go through the drive-thru, stay in the car. I don't even go in and pick it up, even though you can. Just not worth the risk. With that being said, I'm just not sure how I feel about, I mean, this is literally like Niantic creating their own level of spoofing, and we'll go over everything else in a minute, but the first thing is going to be social. We're enhancing our in-game virtual social features to enable players to stay in touch when they can't meet in real life. You'll soon be able to team up with friends and take on raid battles together in Pokemon Go from the comfort of your home. That is literally the definition of spoofing in Pokemon Go. Next, explore. We're also looking into how we can help players virtually visit and share memories about their favorite real-world places until they can once again visit them in person. Again, literally textbook definition of spoofing in Pokemon Go. Let's go down one more. Live events. We're reimagining what it means to participate in Niantic Live event this summer and putting our creative energy towards bringing the excitement directly to your home. That means we're working on an entirely new way to enjoy Pokemon Go Fest. More details coming soon. So literally in those three sections right there, they have put in the literal definition of spoofing in Pokemon Go. So I guess what we need to discuss now is how we actually feel about all of this. So once again, here's my thing. I don't disagree with safe gameplay. I don't disagree with the self-quarantining. I don't disagree with the stay-at-home orders, because I saw stuff like my home state, Florida. Yesterday there was a church that held service with like 700 people. And then there's a New York Facebook page for Pokemon Go, and they posted a picture at a restaurant that was open and seating people. So I'm not sure how they got away with that, but there were like 30 of them out at a restaurant eating when you're strictly not supposed to be in groups of 10 or more, and you're also supposed to be 6 feet away from each other. How do you do that crowd at a table? Anyways, long story short, people aren't listening anyways, and now there's a pastor that the district state attorney has put a warrant out for his arrest. People going out to these restaurants and not obeying the rules anyways. So there's always going to be someone breaking the rules, and that's a big issue right now. So what Niantic is trying to do with this is promoting players to stay at home And I get that, I really do. But at the same time, I truly feel like from just reading this, they are putting in their own spoofing system in Pokemon Go. That's not something I really agree with. And I understand they are a company, and if they were to miss out on the revenue from all of these events over the summer because nobody can go anywhere, that would be a huge hit. So from what I read from the article, obviously more information to come, and we'll have a video covering that when that comes out, is they're going to do stuff like worldwide safari zones for the remainder of the events. Like the people that are ticket holders already have their bonus day, like we just did the St. Louis event. They're going to do the same for Philadelphia and Liverpool. But it seems they're also going to try to do something the same with the GoFest events, because in these uncertain times and the fact that President Trump just extended the stay-at-home order until the end of April, that means it's essentially impossible for Niantic to plan any of the GoFests in actual live locations right now, because if they were to do that, there's a possibility of even more people planning travel and hotels and everything else for an event that's inevitably going to be postponed and or canceled again until we can get this pandemic under control. So I really get what they're trying to do, but again, at the same time, I get the events being able to play at home, but I would more suggest something like being able to request a temporary Pokestop where you are, or giving digital Pokestop ability to players in regions where they can't get to it safely, and gyms nearby, which is fine, but I don't agree with the pass that's going to be, you get the pass and you get to go to a gym with a raid and invite other people to it. And, you know, playing around the world with friends you don't get to play with in one location is a cool idea, I get that. But again, it's called Pokemon Go, not Pokemon Stay, and Pokemon Home is supposed to be released in a whole different way, not like this. It's a struggle for me to agree with or disagree with. But I guess I would say my biggest fear on this is going to be what happens when everything goes back to normal gameplay. Do you know how many people out there are going to start losing their minds because they lose the ability to do this? Spoofers have been trying to get Niantic to put a system like this in since day one, because they don't understand that if you want to play Pokemon from your couch, there's handheld systems, Switch, Nintendo, DS, Game Boy, old antiques, new, whatever. There are ways to play Pokemon from home, but there are those people out there that believe me, so if they want to play Pokemon Go from home, even though it's Pokemon Go, not Pokemon Home, not Pokemon Stay, they should be able to. So spoofers have been fighting for this since day one. And then you've got people that argue Niantic is a cash grab only company and these live events are only for elitists, and I've been called an elitist more times than I can count. But the events in person make so many people happy, and the travel is just part of our lives. As you guys have seen, if you've followed along since day one, or you're even new here, you can go back and see I've done Chicago Go Fest, Montreal, Japan. I had plans to go to St. Louis, Liverpool, and Philadelphia. Luckily, I was able to cancel all of that and get my money back, so that's not an issue anymore. But like, I really feel like this is going to cause more harm than good in the long run. And again, I get Niantic has to make their money because they are a company. I've always been one to defend them, even when they do cash grab BS like eggs that it's impossible to hatch the shinies from, or raids that it's impossible to get the shinies from. I don't necessarily agree with those, but when it comes to live in-person events and the travel and what this game is actually meant to be, I've always agreed with. And this is really taking out of that, because so sure, you might be able to participate worldwide wherever you are, but you're still stuck at home. I mean, I saw the other YouTubers did a cool thing. They did a conference call and hung out for a while, but they also still had to go out and actually farm the event, which required them to be isolated in their car. And if you don't have people that you know are healthy to join with you, like my wife and I being in California and hours away from everyone we know, even in California, we can't really do non-essential travel right now. So like, it's going to cause a lot of problems, in my opinion. One of the biggest things that comes to mind when I think about this is trainer tips. Nick talked about spoofing way back when someone talked about, well, what if you're sick or in a hospital and you want to fill out a form and Niantic allows you a spoof account with certain restrictions or whatever. And even he said, you know, you can call us elitist, you can call us mean or heartless or whatever, but we're realists. And the thing is, this game is meant to be played on the go, not from home. So my opinion's going to be one of the unpopular ones, because I'm not that person to jump on Niantic teat and, you know, sing their praises for what they're doing in every choice, because I don't agree with it. I do agree with it. This one I'm very mixed feelings on. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say 1000% no, you shouldn't do it. I'm just discussing the fact that it will cause a lot of happiness at first. It will bring a lot of joy to a lot of players. It'll bring a huge influx of revenue for Niantic, and we all know that. But at the same time, what happens when it comes to a head and everything in the world goes back to normal and everything in the game goes back to normal, and all of the spoofers that were now able to get away with it start freaking out again? All of the players that got accustomed to it freak out because they can't do it anymore. Now they have to actually go out again. It's a lot to worry about. It's a lot to think about, and we've got a lot more information to come from Niantic before we can go straight into what we think is going to happen. But this is just my thoughts on the subject and wondering how they're going to go about it now and what's going to happen when it's time to end. Are they going to end it? Are they just going to keep it going? Will it be temporary? Will it be permanent? How are they going to introduce it? Like, are they going to keep track of accounts, like accounts that spoofed before and got the red ban? Are they going to allow them to do this, or are they still going to get the ban? It's a lot to go by, and it's a confusing topic. These are just my thoughts, though. And this is coming from someone who right now really is in like a rural area. I have to drive about 20 minutes to get to where I can play. Now, mind you, the place I have to play in is a civic center. It's got between the whole loop about 11, 12 stops, some gyms. It's a really good place to play, but at the same time, I got to drive 20 minutes to get to it. I'm not just going to walk out into my backyard and it's there. So being able to play from home and, you know, do raids from home and stuff like that, I would benefit from that. And I'm not going to lie, if it does come into play, there's a possibility I will do it, because there are raid bosses I'm missing out on because I don't have coordination with a lot of people here yet. I am blessed that I was joined by a fan in a Discord here, and he's taken good care of me, and they're all very lovely people here, and the whole Discord is helping me out. They're going to bring me some Meltan boxes later on today. They help with raids. You can coordinate here, but I'm still very new here, and I'm only going to be here for about another 12 weeks, and then we're going to be in another new city. So I don't know. I mean, with what everything is going on right now, I get what Niantic is trying to do. I really do. I just don't know how to feel about it, and I'm not going to know how to feel about it even when it does happen. So I'm going to wait for more information, and we'll cover that when it does come out. Let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about this. If you are a spoofer, please speak your piece, because I am not that YouTuber that's going to slam you down, tell you you're worthless, you're this, you're that, or any rude comments. I'm a very open-minded person. Speak your piece. Let me know why you prefer to play that way, or if you think this is going to be a better way for people to play. If you're not a spoofer, let me know how you feel about this and what your opinions are and how you think it's going to play out in the short term and the long term. Just tell me down in the comments how you guys are going to feel about all of this information. And one last thing I forgot to mention, exercise and the adventure sync, and what it's doing with this topic is you can track your steps with indoor activities such as cleaning your house, running on a treadmill, and other things to work towards your achievement. So they're trying to fix the adventure sync to where, you know, because I pace a lot at the hotel and I walk around a lot, I clean a lot, I do stuff to keep myself busy because I am gaining some weight from not being able to work out in the gym at the hotel or my local gym because everything is shut down, and I can't really buy gym equipment to put in a hotel room and then drive around the US with, so it's been a little difficult. Anyways, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. and I'm gonna just go wait for more information and read up on everything and see how gameplay is gonna pan out from here, and I will catch you guys in the next one.